How are you guys?
Good.
We ready? Good. Thanks for being here. Exciting, always the first day. You get into the next phase of really building your team on what that looks like. And, from where we left off in April until where we are today, the amount of work that our team put in, that our staff put in, was a very, very smooth start in all areas, offense, defense, kicking, organizationally. It was a very good start to fall camp. We understand the process of how important every single day is, every single rep. I talked to our team last night. We've got plenty of time, but zero time to waste. And our guys understand that, the urgency on what it will take to get ready for game number one against a really solid, good opponent. The opponent through fall camp it's the mental preparation and the mental toughness and the strain and the consistency. And how good can we get from right now? This practice is over. How good can we get between now and when we hit the field tomorrow morning? And then can we have a much better practice day two than we did day one? Make corrections, show the things we did really well, show the things we need to improve on. Let's get them fixed. Let's be great teachers as a staff. And from an install standpoint, let's go max speed on getting everything in that we need to, situational football, all those things, to prepare them to try to be game ready. I think you look at the speed, the strength, the quickness, the change of direction, the explosiveness of our roster. Excited about where this group is after a great summer workout session, and we'll keep making strides. We lift a lot during fall camp, we lift a lot during the season, so we'll continue to make those gains. And I think it's so important from the recovery standpoint that we all get on the same page and really buy into that, because we need all guys that practice this morning. We need them again tomorrow, and I think we'll get there. So happy to answer any questions. Thanks for sticking around for all the practice.
Just your view on, I know it's still in practice one day, but the quarterback's still.
Yeah, I'm going to take 2 minutes away from it. The other part of the practice, the 7-on-7, the 11-on-11, I've watched a little bit, routes on air and then some of those things. I'm going to talk about, as I'm looking out, watching them finish up, I think Malachi's made great progress where he left spring off. This decision making, it looked improved to me. Ryan Brown, was good to see him in really the first time we've seen him in a practice. So it was good to see him execute, listen to him talk and the things he was saying. Thought Bennett Meredith did some really good things. Chuba has made progress. We've got the number one opportunity for a quarterback. You got to take care of the football. That's all of them. So, and then I think Garrett has made progress as well. They've all physically improved themselves. It'll be a great battle here the next couple of weeks. See how it plays out. And there's all those things you look at on taking care of the ball and executing the offense and making the smart play and being able to do some quarterback run game and the decision making that goes along with that and the leadership qualities. Coach Henshaw will get those guys, along with Coach Henson, he'll get those guys game ready, and then we'll see how it plays out in the next couple of weeks.
How did you feel about this? Seemed like a good day for the defensive backs in a lot of ways.
They're athletic, and I was, early on, the speed that they're playing with, we did some just base zone coverage and mixed in a little man today, but I thought the communication, listening to them talk, was at an elite level. Now, it's fairly easy to do on day one. Can you do it on day 30? And then can you do it when the scoreboard is not in your favor? All those things that go into it. There's a number of those guys back there right now that have played a lot of college football. So the experience factor is pretty high. We got to figure out, I think we got a really good group of athletes. Where is their best spot? The corners, can they play safety? Safety, can they play nickel? Always to the field or the boundary. So, that we've got to be really deliberate about forcing that as a staff on making sure that we get the right pieces of the puzzle in the right spot.
Manny to be on the bucket list, a guy you know pretty well,
yeah.
A guy you brought here to give a pretty big role to. How meaningful is that for him just to get that preseason recognition?
I think there's some, that's got to be some excitement. Certainly it's great for a program. It's good for him getting a recognition for some of the work that he's put in up to this point. You know, we talked yesterday. I'm so proud of him, happy for him. See where he came from his junior year in high school until today. He's earned it. He's worked for it. And now the goal is let's get him at the end of the year. Let's make sure he's still on the list. And, you know, the good defenses that I've had a chance to be a part of, we've always had, you know, a couple linebackers that have really, you know, been very, very productive. And we need that group to go run the show.
Barry, you added a lot of guys in the portal in the spring. This is their first real practice. Any of those guys step out and notice my Pancho Tucker?
You know, it's amazing. I've got to kind of look back and see who joined us when. But, you know, we had 46 newcomers after spring practice. So there were 46 guys out here today that had never been through a practice with us. So, you know, Nitro did jump out and saw some really good things. Michael Jackson did some really good things at receiver as well. You know, Malachi Thomas was with us during the spring, but didn't really go through camp because of spring ball because of his ankle injury. He's going to be a great addition. So there's a number of guys easily up front on the offensive line. His position flexibility will provide us, I think, a really good player. So fun to see. And then, you know, can we get all those guys galvanized in the right spots?
That offensive line group has sort of been the first five is. On the first five, sort of playing together a lot, even back to the spring. Do you see that as still being a very competitive situation, or are you settling on those five?
Yeah, it'll be different tomorrow from what that group is. We've got, and Coach Weiss has done this for, you know, every year I've been around and coaching. He's always transitioned and traded guys in and out, from guard to tackle, center to guard. You know, I think that, you know, the great thing is we've got, you know, there's 20 offensive linemen right now in camp, which is a healthy number. There are, in my, you know, after right now, 10 to 12 guys that really are fighting for spots, fighting for the competition is real. So it'll be fun. We'll go in and, you know, look at the tape together as a staff, and then we'll kind of reset who's going with who tomorrow. And to me, this is one of the most enjoyable times of year because you get to build things and put it together, and you know, can you find a way as a staff to get the right guys in the right spot, and then get them enough reps that they're game ready. So it'll be a lot of fun this afternoon getting ready for tomorrow.
Before you jump right in, you're playing next to Manny a lot, right? Is that just
He's rotating, so he and Sanford and you know, a couple of those guys in and out. The thing there, you know, it's our Mike and our Will. We've got to be able to cross-train those guys. You guys are going to get tired of hearing me say the cross-training, but I kind of learned that in the 2020 year because we trained guys everywhere just because I had no idea on Thursday who was going to pass the test or not. So, and then I looked at it like, man, that made us a lot better defense, a lot better team. At that point, it was, you know, the defensive coordinator. So I've done that from then. I've done it every single year, and it proves that number one, guys that have position flexibility, how valuable they are. So, you know, especially at that spot, you know, defensive backs, another one. I think receivers got to be another one for us. They're not. I don't want to always just label the guy as a man. He's just an inside receiver. Okay? Let's train him to go play all four spots.
He and Manny haven't had any existing rapport.
Yeah, they kind of speak the same language already, so that helps them a little bit. Yeah.
Anything like special teams wise for
I think I just look at the snappers today. We're so much better right now than we were at any point during the spring. They put in a lot of work. We've had some really good additions, not only at snapper, at punter, and kicker. There's competition there as well. We have to be elite in special teams, and it starts with the snap and punt. We're going to snap, we're going protection, we're going get off. The execution of that, the operation of that, and then coverage lanes and, you know, field position battle, how important that'll be for us, you know, in every phase. So we spend a lot of time on it, and we need to be really good at special teams.
What did you see from on defense, just pass rush and the front line?
It's a little bit. I thought our speed was good, and you know, it's one day it's a little bit when you're just in helmets. You know, the blocking of that, what's the reality of it? But I did think we hit our blitz tracks really fast. So I think the retention of what they've done, spring ball over the summers at a high level. Harkless can be a really good player for us inside. TJ Lindsey can be a really good player for us inside. That was exciting to see them on the line of scrimmage using their hands, because that's one point of emphasis we had after spring ball. And then on the outside of the edge, perimeter guys, CJ Madden, Breon Ishmael, and CJ Nunley, Trey Smith. Those guys are active, and they've had a lot of snaps since January in this defense. So I think an understanding of what they need to do within the play call, fun to see here the first day.
Anything else?
All good?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.